Hey guys, Ponce here, and I'd like to introduce you to the Lag Maker. Let's head back into town so I can explain exactly what is going on here, and then I'll show it off by just killing some mobs. Now, just to let you guys know, this is a relatively early kind of prototype on the build. You know, the new patch just came out with all these skills, so I'm not really certain where it's going to go from here and how much more crazy it can get. But for the time being, I'm just working with Bladefall, Spell Cascade, and Spell Echo. I literally just got Spell Echo shortly before making this, so I'm finally making this build kind of work, because you don't get it until Act 4. And I'm just backing up for now with an Iron Will support, because I just don't really have anything better to stick there. I was initially thinking in my head that I wanted to make this a pure physical damage build and use Brutality and see how that goes. But honestly, I started using elemental damage with double heralds and stuff like that, and it seemed to work just really well for now. So endgame, we'll see how this works. But for now, this is what I'm going to be running. I can also like add in like added lightning damage and like faster casting, and maybe I might even do like a conk effect thing if I want to do like better single target damage. But I'll show you how it works versus mobs and sort of what I mean by the various stuff going on with the possible gem combinations, because there are a bunch. Now, just to show you guys what's going on here, very, very basic. There's nothing like too crazy going on here, which is why I find this so interesting, that this is like working as well as it is without like really much of anything. I just kind of got a whole bunch of area effect nodes. That's just kind of like the main thing behind the build. And outside of that, just getting a lot of survivability. So I'll be going down here, you know, grabbing these health nodes and maybe some stuff in the warrior, or not the warrior, the marauder area and stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of options, many directions I can go. So let me show you what this looks like on mobs. Now, whoops, this is the wrong thing. Let's just take a thing back. I need to make a new area. So just to preface this, I don't normally build these super spammy builds. I tend to like do, well, other things. So if anyone happens to know any like settings or advice on how to make this lagless, because my computer's pretty good. It's a case of there are too many projectiles on screen. I already have everything lowered down to like basically minimum on the graphics. So pretty conservative there, but yeah, if I can get enough mobs on screen, you'll start to see it lagging. So it just kind of kills everything pretty easily. Granted, these are just, you know, Act 4 mobs as I level, but let's see, if I can find a Fisher, it would be perfect. That really gets to show off just how fast this kills stuff. As you can see, its single target damage is currently not the best. Like, you know, stuff with high HP does take a little while to kill, but everything else, it just gets mulched. And the fact that it takes up so much space on the screen is great. It's kind of just fire and forget. There does appear to be a bit of a sweet spot where I can hit people with two of the overlapping AoE areas. AoE areas, it's redundant. But anyway, like if you cast, for example, if I cast here, there's a bit of an overlap here, and there's a bit of an overlap here. So if you want like good single target damage, that seems to be a sweet spot for it. But no Fishers, unfortunately. There's a bit of loot I probably want, but whatever. Let's see if I can cluster a bunch. It does that thing that they introduced to the game, where the graphics quality just starts like really dropping when you cast too much. So there's a bunch of mobs here. Maybe. Oh, incidentally, for a curse, I'm not totally set on anything. Right now I'm using Assassin's Mark. I might try some other stuff like the new vulnerability and stuff like that. But we'll see where that goes from there. Again, like I said, this is a pretty early, we just got the build working stage of the thing. So there you have it. Like I said, I wasn't able to show off like lag as much as it can sometimes get. Like if I could find a Fisher, it would work out perfectly. But I feel like that's going to get me killed at some point. Like the lag will actually kind of like, it'll freeze things a little bit. So again, if anyone's used to doing super spammy builds and has any tips on how to sort of mitigate that, please let me know. So, you know, it's a give and take here. I'm showing you guys this build. You guys could possibly let me know how to reduce lag with super spammy things. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. Just a quick showcase. Well, I'll do a follow-up, maybe a video in the future, you know, once we reach like end game stuff, to see how it ends up panning out, what exactly I do with the build and how I finalize it. But this is what we're working with for now. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys around. Bye.